your thoughts.
What? What? Who?
Nice.
CJ Nasello right here on RiverBender.com. It is our daily show, and I am so happy you're here. Man, what a great week. So many great things happening in downtown Alton, and let me take you through them. So I don't know if you know this, but, last night went to the River Dragons game and got to see a few folks, and not the result we wanted, but it was still good to see some people out and about and enjoying Alton's professional baseball team, and then going to be back out there a little bit later on just to, say hi to everybody. Then went over to Riverview Park. I got to see the Alton Municipal Band playing, and I'm going to tell you what, I got to be honest with you. That was the first time I've ever seen them play, and then at Riverview Park, hearing some orchestra playing, and then, of course, Heidi Glaus did a great job reading off Peter and the Wolf with the band playing behind her. It was such a great really just a great night. Photo-esque, too. I mean, the sun was orange, beating down on the river, and then just, like I said before, the most beautiful view in all of the 618. But on Sunday, Heidi will be back out with the Alton Municipal Band at Haskell Park. That's can't miss. If you missed it, don't miss it again. Mark your calendars, and I'll see you there. But, hey, really just a great weekend coming out and, seeing so many people at Riverview Park, kids running around, having a great time. And the best part of it was the Children's March. I'm just going to be honest with you. That was the best part. They're playing the, the Tiny Toons, anthem, and they're marching around Riverview and just seeing all the little ones having fun. That's what it's all about. And the parents are laughing. And then, of course, a great band playing music for us all night long. It was really great, and really put the weekend off to the best start. So I'm having a good one, and I hope that you guys are too. But now it's time for top of the hour news, and it's time for me to tell you to sign up for your daily email update and join myself and over 60,000 others that are informed and in the know with Around the River Bend. We'll take you to top of the hour news. In Edwardsville, we start off. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain and Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford announced Thursday that multiple charges have been filed against a woman accused of striking an employee of an Alton business with a firearm. Lachelle J. Barrett, 29 years of age, whose last known address is in Godfrey, has been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of unlawful use of weapons, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of child endangerment. On Tuesday, June the 6th, Alton Police responded to the Rent-A Center located at 2831 Homer Adams Parkway. After a review, the state's attorney issued the charges against Barrett. The charges allege that Barrett, who was not an employee or a customer of that store, entered the Rent-A Center unlawfully possessing a firearm, threatened multiple store employees by displaying the firearm in a threatening manner, and battered one employee by striking her in the head with the firearm. The endangerment charges allege that during the incident, she left an infant in a vehicle outside. Bail for Barrett was set at $90,000 by Circuit Judge Tim Berkeley, and as of Thursday, Barrett was in custody in Missouri for a separate case. The state's attorney's office declined to issue charges against a Rent-A Center employee who reportedly discharged a firearm during the incident and struck Barrett. They concluded that this employee's actions were not in violation of applicable Illinois criminal laws. A description of the specific evidence reviewed to reach this conclusion cannot be released now due to the pending criminal charges against Barrett, who is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but RiverBender.com will keep you updated as details emerge. Also in the news, a Wood River man was charged after law enforcement officials from Calhoun County Sheriff's Office responded to a domestic disturbance on May 28th on Porcupine Lane in Hamburg in Calhoun County. He was also sentenced after a guilty plea. Law enforcement officials from the CCSO responded to the complaint and conducted that investigation. And subsequent to that investigation, Jerry A. Thomas, age 36 of Wood River, was arrested for the following offenses: aggravated battery on 2 counts, aggravated domestic battery, and unlawful restraint. And at the time of the offense, Thomas was on mandatory supervised release, also known as parole, from the Illinois Department of Corrections for unrelated convictions for aggravated domestic battery. Thomas was arrested without incident and transported to the Jersey County Jail. On June the 13th, Thomas did plead guilty to aggravated domestic battery and aggravated battery. Thomas sentenced to 5 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections by the Honorable Judge Charles H.W. Birch. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office would like to thank the Calhoun County State's Attorney's Office for their assistance in the prosecution of this case. Also in the news today, the first ever walkathon is this weekend at the Jersey County Courthouse. Jersey CASA Court appointed special advocates, a local nonprofit advocating for children in the foster care from neglect and abuse, is hosting their first ever walkathon fundraiser, 10 a.m. this Saturday, June the 17th, at the Jersey County Courthouse. The event will feature 1, 2, and 3 mile walks for participants of all ages and abilities. The entry fee is $25 by cash, check, or Venmo, and this includes refreshments, fresh fruit, and other snacks. To register, you can contact the Jerseyville CASA by emailing them at jerseyvillecasa@jerseycounty.il.gov, or you could download the form online on RiverBender.com's article. Stacy Burney, the director of Jerseyville CASA, said the walkathon is a new initiative she created after becoming director last August, which has already proven more popular than she anticipated. Here's a quote: "I wanted to do a small fundraiser for awareness in our community, and it just blew up and took off like wildfire. I thought I was going to have between 25 to 50 walkers. Little did I know that I would have over 120 registrants." Given the response of this year's fundraiser, she said the Jerseyville CASA plans to make Walkathon an annual event. She added that all proceeds will benefit the Jerseyville CASA and help them continue providing for and educating children in foster care. She continued, "We also hold different grants and things that collect educational materials. We have lots of books. We love our advocates to read to our children. Bikers Against Child Abuse will also give a brief presentation at the event, as will representatives from Jerseyville CASA. For more information on the walkathon, a hyperlink on the RiverBender.com article will take you directly to that events page." Also in the news today, week 2 of the 133rd Alta Municipal Band season has already taken off and underway with the first showing last night at Riverview Park. Jennifer directs the band for the almost world-famous children's concert, which will feature music from movies, television shows, and so much more. Concert goers of all ages will enjoy the classics they remember from childhood, along with songs from the freshest new releases. Heidi Glaus, St. Louis radio and television personality, is in town to narrate the classic tale of Peter and the Wolf. As a seasoned journalist, television star, radio host, Heidi has won multiple accolades and Emmy Awards. Her iconic voice will be familiar with anyone who grew up watching TV or listens to radio in St. Louis. And her fresh spin on Peter and the Wolf is sure to be a crowd pleaser. The concert takes place at Haskell Park Sunday, June the 18th at 7 p.m. Also in the news today from Sydney Sinks, magic, robotics, American Sign Language, self-defense. Whatever your children are interested in, Lewis and Clark Community College has a College for Kids class that is sure to satisfy. The College for Kids program runs throughout the summer. Kids come to campus for week-long classes taught by a local expert in the field. Art classes with Julie Smith are a new offering this year, and Smith is enjoying the chance to teach young artists of the Riverbend. Here's a quote: "The biggest part of my classes is that I'm like, I need everybody to leave here with some bit of knowledge they didn't have before. And we have to have had fun," Smith said. "We're going to try our best to make it as fun as possible. The class topics and sizes vary from week to week." Most recently, Smith has been working with 3 students in her class with understanding proportion, scale, and space. She said that the small class size has allowed her to connect with kids on a personal level. And as one of the students debated over which markers will be best to match Jupiter's colors, she said she's learned a lot about the planets and the kids' other interests. While this is Smith's first time teaching College for Kids, it's likely won't be her last. Lewis and Clark Community College has expressed an interest in having her back next summer. She's also working with the college to develop additional art classes for kids and adults that will be offered throughout the year, including a Mommy and Me class. As the week's classes wrap up, Smith and her students have prepared an art show to demonstrate their new skills to family and friends. Smith is excited to continue teaching through the end of June. Here's a quote: "You have to bring something new to the table pretty much every day. It's almost like you have to learn something new every day because you're working with different personalities and groups. It's certainly a challenge, but in a good way." Smith's own art is available at art fairs or on commission. You can visit her website with a hyperlink on the RiverBender.com article. And to learn more about College for Kids classes, that hyperlink is available as well. We'll take a quick break. It's 9/11 right here in downtown Alton. More of our daily show continues next.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
She's a bad man, Gemma. Just as fine.
Oh, one of my favorite songs right here at 9:13. On the 16th day of June, you know, something about good music just gets a good interview going. Joining me now, Kendra Stiff. How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. And right off the bat, I really just wanted to highlight your contributions to the community real quick. We had some great write-ups already, and I just think it's really fantastic that we have somebody that's stepping up to the plate and really just dissecting and discussing these important issues. And Kendra, with that being said, how did that, meet that? Oh. I think we lost Kendra. So Kendra's going to call us back here in a couple of couple of minutes and we'll see what happens. There you go, a technical issue early on a Friday. So we'll get that call back on the phone and we'll go from there. So at 9:14, I wanted to tell you about, hey, Kendra, are you back on the air
I
with
am
me?
so sorry. Oh my gosh. I was trying to turn my speaker up. I accidentally hung the phone. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You know what? I feel a little bit better now. I went, well, I haven't had someone hang up on me before. Talk about a good icebreaker.
No, I was trying so hard to. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
No.
This is crazy. No. Oh my goodness.
No.
I tried to turn the volume up on my phone. I said, what am I doing? Jesus.
This is so.
Oh my gosh.
This is so great. And Kendra, like I said, I really it's so important to know that we have somebody in our community that really is stepping up like you are and hosting these events. And right off the bat, for the folks that maybe have seen a little bit of the news coming out about Stop the Violence, can you give us a brief overview of what this group is all about?
You know, what we were trying to do was just basically just kind of have a platform for the community to come out and kind of, share their experiences, what they would like to see. As far as just trying to heal our community, we've been through so much lately as a community. And when one person is hurting, it just seems like all of us is hurting. So again, we're just a little piece of the puzzle. Everybody is doing great things out there. So, I thought the event was really, it went so well. I was excited, but after the event, I just couldn't believe how everybody felt so embraced, so heard. A lot of the people that, didn't think that they really, had a place that they could speak, they were just so happy. And I thought the event was amazing.
And that's a really great point. And for somebody to feel embraced and feel like they have that platform and are able to be heard, especially when you have, the mayor of Alton, David Goins, Jarrett Ford, the police chief for the city of Alton, and so many more, community leaders there. How was it to have their opinion, their, insights in this discussion?
It was awesome because what it showed the community is that it does, and I say this over and over, it takes a village, but I think a lot of times the community doesn't know who's actually behind them or how people feel. And I think by everyone getting even the leaders to share their stories, and I felt like it was a very informative, but yet casual enough for everyone to just feel like they were in a safe place. And it was amazing just to hear just what everybody had to say. And I definitely know that a lot of the community left knowing without a shadow of a doubt, I'm not in this alone. We've got, like you said, the mayor, Chief Ford, Ann put on a great presentation. I just think everyone felt the need to want to speak, but also to be heard. And yesterday's event showed them that everybody was in one place together and that we all have the common good. It wasn't anyone talking at each other. It was everyone sharing and actually loving on each other. And that's what we needed in this community. And I think that the event, again, it gave everybody what they needed. So, it's one thing to just talk about it and say, hey, we're going to do this and this and that. But yesterday, I think it was just good to get everybody together and both sides of the fence.
Without a doubt. And, as I'm seeing this, whenever you decided that, it's time to do something, it's time to have these conversations, I could only imagine, how it could have, for me, it would have been nerve wracking because I don't know how the public's going to respond or the community. Were you surprised right off the bat or did you know that Alton had your back from the get-go?
You know what? You just answered it perfectly how we felt because we did. I said, I don't know how it's going to be. When my daughter came and she says, Mom, she said, I'm the mother of boys and I'm the mother of a teen and I'm scared at, what could possibly happen to him. I told her, I said, well, you know what? If you feel that strong about it, then you just need to talk about it. She says, I just think we as a community just need to come together and just share ideas on what we can do. But not only that, let them know that they don't have to hurt alone. And so I was really shocked at all the feedback and just the people that said, hey, I want to come and tell my story, how gun violence has affected me, or some that just wanted to come and share their story, period, of just a hurting community of how they're seeing this, they're feeling this. And again, we were very, very shocked by it. And yesterday proved that people were very passionate about the subject. And, we've always done a lot of community work, and, we love our community. So, we've always been about bringing the youth together, doing the teen things, doing all that stuff. But when it started turning into, it's almost kind of for us is that these events are great. But then when you have all of this trauma and all this violence and all of these things, it was a totally different shift. And I'm like, okay, now not only are we trying to, bring the happiness to the community, but we got to heal the community. So it's a game changer now. And then not only that, with us experiencing, where we're located and actually, experienced a young man, gun violence directly across the street, it really hit home for us. So, I just think that this subject has been really passionate to us only because we're really into the community, but more like, we're all about love, and we just hate the hurting and seeing people suffer, burying their children. It's just a lot.
Without a doubt. And one of the speakers last night was also Kendra, your daughter. And I wanted to ask you how her presentation went, because I know that we had, Sydney was there reporting, and we wanted to get some more information. And I heard it was a very well-spoken comment. Yes.
She was very, very nervous. And, unlike me, who's always kind of out and about and talking, and she froze and she says, I don't want to get so emotional that I break down. And actually, she didn't even get to touch the surface of her, really what she wanted to say, but it just came natural for some reason. And I think, she definitely just got a chance to share, being a single mom, raising boys, one of her son, and she didn't get to share her full story, but she really has a story to tell, because, a lot of the speakers, we talked about, the families, two-parent families, single moms, how hard it is already raising kids. So she was able to shine that perspective of, even coming from a good home, she still found herself still being pulled into a lot of the things that happened, and went a whole different direction that, anyone would have expected. But with that, because of some of the choices that she made that affected her, she just doesn't want those same things to happen to her children. And, her worst fear is having to experience some of the things some of the parents have done. So she just wants to do better. She was very young having her child, and she realizes sometimes the mentality of, a lot of our youth, it does come because you have children raising children and things of that nature. But I thought she did a really great job, even though she was nervous, but she didn't get to even touch. I don't even think she got to hit any of the points that she really wanted to hit. However, the things that she was able to share as a single mom, as raising boys, as, just, going through some of the experiences that she has, she just wants to do better.
Without a doubt. And that's a great segue, because I could only imagine so many in attendance, connecting to that, because, I can tell you this, Kendra, I was the same, grew up in a great family, kind of hit rock bottom when I was 19 and,
yes,
falling back into a bad path. But it's all about, that it takes a village mentality. And what were some of the comments, some of the ideas about, ways to combat the ongoing issues?
I think everyone had different perspectives, and, we had some that, we had a young lady speak, and, she made such a good point of, just, it does start within, and just, I guess it's kind of how everyone kind of, takes the subject and makes it their own. Mm-hmm. We had some that shared, we had a grandma share a story where it was by her child that said, hey, somebody's being bullied. And just by getting her attention on that, she called herself trying to just, see what was going on with that situation, but it resulted in actually the one that was being bullied. They basically, her story was just that if she would have just left it alone and let it be someone else's problem, they wouldn't have been able to find the young people that were doing that and get a resolve that could have resulted in a few more lives getting hurt behind one person that didn't know how to handle it. And so they went to another group to handle it, and it would have been violence. But again, someone else got involved. And I think the one thing that I heard time and time again was that it's okay to feel like you can can love on someone else's child or even correct someone's child without being afraid that, that the parent is going to go or retaliate against you for trying. Back in the day, we brought up, you could correct someone's and say, hey, you're being disrespectful, or we could say something else, but it got to a point where no one wants to, correct anyone's child or say anything if it's not yours. And so it's just bringing that whole mentality back to, it takes a village, letting it be more than just yourself, and letting all of us as a group work to help correct some of the problems that are out there. So that was a lot of, what I was getting. It was definitely, there was a suggestion, maybe having some curfews, parents being held more accountable to letting them just kind of run at any times of night, keeping them at home, starting at home, it's not okay to do some of the things and have access to some of the things that they're watching. And, I just think everybody had a lot of different perspectives, but the number one thing was just that we can't do it alone. We need help, and we've got to pull together as a community to do this.
Well, you just hit on some very great points. And with that, being fearful of, correcting somebody else's child. I could tell you this, Kendra, I don't know about how it went, when you were raising your children, but for me, if I got corrected at somebody else's house, I was scared to go home because I knew,
Yes, that's right. That's right. And it's just not like that anymore. I'm an educator as well. So, I never thought I would see the day where you could call a parent and say, hey, we need to talk about your child. And the parent come with more aggression than that. And you're like, wait a minute, I thought I could come here and we could discuss ways to help the situation. I never thought I would see a day where I'm fighting both. And so we've got to realize we can't be their friend. That was one of the things that was said, we got to stop being our children's friend. Yes, we want to be a support. Yes, we want to be, the safe place that they can come to. But there is a difference between parenting and friendship, and we've got to take that parenting role back.
Kendra, I can't agree with you more on this. And this is why I'm really hopeful and really inspired in a way with Stop the Violence, because I know that you guys are planning on doing some more conversations. And
we are.
And I saw too that you're planning on hopefully doing some future events and activities for teenagers. Can you fill us in or give us a little teaser of what's to come down the pipeline?
We're still kind of in the making with all of that. We've been talking and kind of discussing because, again, we want to make it a fun place, but we also want to kind of get some, because a lot of times, as soon as you put on a flyer, speakers, or there's going to be education with it, that makes them say, oh gosh, I don't want to do that. So we're thinking in ways of how we're going to be able to educate them and entertain them and just give them something positive to do, but also give them a little bit of that little bit of life coaching and some skills that they can use out here on how to handle themselves under peer pressure, how to handle themselves when someone says, well, hey, this is how we're going to handle a situation. Instead of resorting to violence, let's try to teach them some coping skills, how to have the conversations with people. It's okay to go to someone and say, hey, this is how I feel, but we don't got to fight about it. How can we get along or agree to disagree? So we're kind of in the making on how we can get the audience. We want to bring them in, but we've got to do it in a way that, it's with anything. We've got to think of a way that we can get them in where they won't be afraid to come to something that we have, but also we just don't want it to be all fun, giggles, and just games and fun all the time. So that's why, we didn't give the actual, we do know that we want to do it at least once a month. We want to start these teen nights for sure. They will start next month. But again, everything's kind of on the table as far as what we're going to be doing. I know we talked about possibly, some soccer games, some painting, some game nights, all types of things. But we're also trying to get some speakers and people that have been through some things that they can relate to. Somebody that can bring presentations that'll keep their interest. So that's kind of what we've got coming, but it's going to be good.
Without a doubt. And, real quick before I let you go, I wanted to ask if someone wanted to reach out and maybe be a part of Stop the Violence or, maybe offer up a resource to, maybe help with these activities, what's the best way to do so?
Basically, right now they can definitely call me. I'm available at any time. And like I said, I'm sure that we'll have, more ways and more contacts and more people as we're doing this. A lot of people have expressed that they're interested in, hopping and joining on with this. So definitely getting the backing of the community is, we are open arm for any suggestions. And right now I am the direct contact.
Absolutely. And I really cannot wait to see how this develops. It seems like a very, very great initiative. And, before I let you go, Kendra, everyone can do what, something like, going out there, a business owner groveling about, the increase in violence or these situations. I could go on the microphone each day and talk about it, but it takes somebody, like yourself to step up to the plate, to bring people together, to have these conversations. And I really appreciate what you're doing. And thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
It's 9:30 right here on the 16th day of June. It's a Friday in the heart of the Riverbend. A quick break. We come back for more of our daily show after this.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bates, All for One, and Tag Team. It's the return of the I Love the 90s tour. Friday, August 4th, the Alton Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at MetroTix.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. It is 9:33 right back here on this Friday in the heart of the Riverbend. For the last couple of months, I don't know if you guys have kind of noticed this, but, it's just like going through this, house process and getting all of that done. And, it kind of stressed me out. But I just want to say, to be able to work for a great team like RiverBender, I mean, you have no idea how awesome it is to work here. We have a great team. We have a great boss, and being able to, it's okay to be stressed. You don't have to worry about, every day if weren't perfect. It's okay. And that's why, last week I've been kind of high strung, but really just the last couple of days being here right here at RiverBender.com have just been really all the doctor really needed to prescribe me. So if you guys missed any past conversations, if you guys missed any articles, missed any events coming down the pipeline, go over to RiverBender.com right now and see what you're missing out on. How about that? Create your free RiverBender.com account. So I wanted to highlight this really quick. Luis Noya will be calling in 6 minutes as we try to dissect just how bad the St. Louis Cardinals are. I mean, before I even read this news story, how embarrassing. I mean, how embarrassing. You go from the legends of Mutual, Brock, Gibson, all the way up to Ozzie Smith, Pujols, McGuire, Molina, and then you get to having a team with Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Adam Wainwright, Jack Flaherty, and we can't win a ball game. I mean, it is laughably bad. Luis Noya is in the Cardinals clubhouse each and every night after these embarrassing losses. He's going to fill us in on just what the Cardinals are going to try to do to scrape together or salvage the rest of the season. I don't think it's going to happen, but that conversation comes in 5 minutes, and hopefully they get rid of John Mozeliak. But I don't know if you guys saw this. We just had Bickle Electric on just a couple of days ago for some really exciting news. I can't wait to give them a call. They're going to be my first call in this new house, and it's all for this gas line. So Bickle Electric Heating and Cooling Contracting Company Bickle Electric is expanding to Bickle Electric Heating and Cooling. They're offering a range of services. This include heating and cooling repairs, maintenance, installation, and in addition to their other electrical services. Now, to celebrate the expansion, the company is offering an AC cleaning and checkup for $125. How affordable is that? That's fantastic. So this is locally owned and operated by Aaron and Rob Bickle of Bickle Electric, and they've been serving the community in surrounding areas with residential customers and commercial electric services since 2012. Fast forward 11 years later, and now they're adding the heating and cooling services onto it. A quote from Aaron: "Our highest priority is providing quality service at a fair price. That's why we say we're wired to serve. We want our customers to know with confidence that they're taken care of from the moment we walk into their home until long after that work is done. No matter the job, no job is too small. Fully licensed and insured, Bickle Electric Heating and Cooling provides customers with a warranty on all their work." Aaron and service manager Sam Kaiser discussed the company's new expansion just a few short days ago right here on this daily show. In addition to their new HVAC services, Bickle also works on everything from walk-in coolers to fryers and more. If it gets hot, we keep it hot. If it gets cold, well, we keep it cold. That's a quote from Kaiser. He also noted AC work is, especially popular this time of year, making their $125 air conditioning cleaning and checkup special the perfect opportunity to make sure your air conditioner is ready to handle that 100 degrees that's coming down the pipeline. Who knows, with our weather, probably by noon. Kaiser added as the new service manager, he's on call 24/7 for his customers. And both Rob and Aaron Bickle are proud members of the Riverbend community. Rob is an IBEW journeyman electrician with over 30 years of experience, and Aaron has served on the board of area nonprofits, including Riverbend Family Ministries. And Aaron currently serves, as you guys know, as the executive director of Refuge, a local nonprofit that supports area children affected by trauma. Their ownership also supports other nonprofits in their community through the sponsorship. So if you guys want to take advantage of this $125 air conditioning, cleaning, and checkup special, or to find out more about Bickle Electric Heating and Cooling, give them a call, 618-259-4499, or email info@BickleElectric.com. The full interview is available on that news story if you want to check it out and get all those details, or you could just watch it at RiverBender.com/daily show. It is 9:38, but before I take a quick one, let me fill you in on how great Lisa Webb is. Fantastic. I mean, what'd you guys expect? She is getting me moved into my first house, and guess what? I'm just going to be honest. Let me throw this out there to you. I am virtually moving in for nothing. I mean, seriously, that's because of the expertise, the advocacy, the education of Lisa Webb and 3rd Street Realty. I couldn't believe it. I told you guys. I was stressing. I thought, why am I doing this? Why am I meeting with the real estate agent? I'm not going to be able to do this. All it took was that hour and a half, and I realized, oh, wait, I can. So all of a sudden, fast forward, 2-3 weeks, we're almost moving in. I mean, we're close and pretty quickly, and we had a few hiccups along the way, but nothing that stopped the train from moving. And with the team that I have with Lisa Webb and her contacts like Deb Higgins at Flat Branch Home Loans, everything came together, and she'll do that for you too. It's not just because, I'm on here as a talking head. It's just because I'm one of her clients, and she treats everybody the same. 3rd Street Realty, woman-owned, but family-operated, where they're going to put your family values first. For more information on how to buy or sell with Lisa Webb, or if you're in that uncomfortable position of short sale or foreclosure, thirdstrealty.com. That is thirdstrealty.com. It is 9:39 right here on the 16th day of June. A quick break. Time to figure out how bad the Cardinals are. After this, dive into a world of breathtaking water gardens and features during Pondorama, hosted by the St. Louis Water Garden Society, now in its 23rd year. This self-guided tour features 23 water gardens spread across the St. Louis area with a variety of themes, styles, and designs to explore. From cascading waterfalls to colorful koi ponds, there's something for everybody at Pondorama. Don't miss out on this incredible experience on June 24th and June 25th. Get your Pondorama tickets now online or by scanning this code.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit thirdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Joy to the world, the Cardinals had an off day. No need for embarrassment and disappointment last night, but Luis Noya on the line. Good morning. Happy Friday to you, sir.
Good morning. Happy Friday, CJ.
How's everything going? Well, for the most part, between, before you get to the ballpark.
It's going good. It's going good. Very good. Very busy. I just, again, excited that Heidi had a good crowd yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It was great. I had a great time out there, and I know that Haskell Park will be a good one for it too. But I just, right off the bat when you're calling in, how are you able to do this? Report, is it exciting just to see what the rumblings are in the clubhouse, or is it one of those where it's frustrating for the reporters too?
I enjoy the chaos. So personally, if you're gonna be bad, it's just kind of bad, because then there's another kind of bad that they're mediocre. So let's say instead of 27 wins, they have 35 wins or 36 wins, but they're just milling around. It's just bad to the bone.
Without a doubt. And by the way, how was your birthday?
It was good.
Good. I wanted to make sure we recognized the birthday. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday, yes, June 15th.
There you go. That's awesome, man. But, with that being said, with the Cardinals, I mean, people are trying to hang Marmol, and throw him out on the clothesline to kind of take the beating on this. But do you think it's a little bit higher up than Marmol?
It is, because here's the thing. The players are trying to take the beating for Marmol because, and I agree with them too, because again, Marmol doesn't allow again, like what Gio did on, let's say, on Wednesday afternoon, right? 2-2 count. In baseball, the 2-2 count with 2 outs and 9th inning with runners on, you throw your nastiest ball pitch because you're trying to generate a swing and miss. And then it's like, okay, worst case scenario is 3-2, and then strategy gets a little bit wonky there, right?
Right.
But no, he threw a pitch right down the middle to Yastrzemski. And again, I was listening to the Spanish radio call, and they just went silent.
Well,
then he said, like, "Oh no," and the ball was just hitting the bat at that point.
Wow. And now another thing too in the press box and just anywhere, wherever you're at in Busch State, is the feeling. Because to me, when I watch the game, I always think, when we're up, we're gonna find a way. Is that kind of like the sense of impending doom? Is that overtaken yet when the Cardinals are even leading in a game?
Yeah, again, a couple of nights ago, it was during a one-run games because they're just bad again. The record again on one-run games is just horrendous. Like if they're trying to lose one-run games. On Wednesday, I probably the crowd felt a little good because again, you got a multiple-run lead. Going to the ninth, Jordan Hicks pitched very good, and lately has been pitching good too. So you're saying like, we got this and that, boom, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen, and then they'll just get the win. But it was, again, even reporters, again, Katie Wu just tweeted audible gasp. That was a tweet.
Well, I don't know if you saw this. This is a quote from Nolan Arenado. I would definitely disagree with that when coming to blaming Ollie. I think Ollie has dealt a tough hand the last 2 years. I really do believe that. Last year we were young. If it wasn't for the team signing Albert Pujols, I don't know where he'd be. It's a young team, and it's hard to win with a lot of young players. Doesn't mean we can't, because we've done it. We did it last year, and we can go out and do it again, but we really have to step up and play at a better level. Ollie has been great. The coaching staff has been great. I just think it's not easy to come in and try to put this together. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Because he took accountability and kind of took that, shot at the front office with being dealt a tough hand.
No, it's not like he just not a shot. He just put a haymaker into the front office, and that's not only him. Like Wainwright, he made his support to Ollie, and everybody loves Ollie, and it's hard for him because everybody loves Ollie. So again, the narrative that Ollie is the problem, the players are shutting that down very quickly, and prominent players too. And they're going on the record with that. If you have beef with a manager, you're not going even on the record saying lies, because again, then you look bad. Again, this is not a Mike Matheny situation, because even entering the 2018 season, Mike Matheny knew if he didn't produce,
the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, even he knew that. He said that in spring training. So again, historically, it would have made sense. It would have made sense for the Cardinals to do a move the day after, or again, on Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening or yesterday, because they just have this long road trip ahead of them, and that their 11-game road trip that they're going to London too and whatever. But I say this, again, what happens if the Cardinals fire the pitching coach? If the Cardinals fires the pitching coach right now, what's your reaction, CJ?
Well, this is it. Well, okay. What's that do?
Okay. If the Cardinals fire Ollie Marmol, and then your interim head manager is Joe McEwing, it's what? Okay, same
thing.
Staff, different name.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change anything this season, because again, you're not going out there and saying I'm just throwing a name out just for a name, but this. Don't believe it. Okay, we were firing Ollie Marmol. Jose Oquendo will be our interim manager, right? We're firing the pitching coach, blah, 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 will be, again, you're not going to look out of house. You're just going to fix it in-house for the short term. So, again, the move right now, and again, people in the organization are telling you, if there's going to be a move, it's going to be made after the season.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, so again, they're going to let it ride. The next step of this season is going to be what happened in the trade deadline. That's going to be the most interesting part, because now, again, it's clearly the train is moving that the Cardinals are going to sell, but who do they sell to? You know, who do they trade off? Again, like I think there's only 2 players that are not 3 players, 4 players. Yeah, obviously your third baseman, your catcher, Newbar, I think it might be on that untradeable stuff, and then obviously Jordan Walker. Everybody else is live.
Well,
and that includes your first baseman too.
Well, exactly, and that's the one I am calling this now. I said it a month ago. I'll say it again. Paul Goldschmidt will not be in a Cardinals uniform by the end of the season. I really do believe that's going to be the case. And you know what? In his sake, Luis, probably best for him if he can go find a really good team that's in the hunt for a playoff and take home that World Series title. I mean, I don't fault anybody for that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Remember, he has to approve the trade. Right. So again, he will not go or get traded to the Kansas City Royals or the Whites. No, it's going to be a team that has a good chance of winning in the playoffs. And so that's why, again, I me personally, I still think he's still a Cardinal at the end of the season. But again, they should even just throw his name out there
and see who bites on it.
See what's the return for him, right? Because again, he's still batting well. He's the former MVP from last year. And you get 1 year of Paul Goldschmidt after this one. So again, you get 1 more year of him with the team. So you're not getting Paul Goldschmidt for 3 weeks or for two months. You're getting Paul Goldschmidt for a year and 2 months.
You're not getting a cup of coffee with them. And
no.
With that being said, have there been because we have fans and, listen, I get kind of heated sometimes and go, why is Mozeliak still here? But has there been any rumblings of this, people getting frustrated with Mo in the front office? I mean, higher up than him, or is that just kind of when nothing's happening?
Nothing that we know. Again, knowing Bill DeWitt Jr., he likes to win. So, and I would imagine he's not happy again. But again, we got players taking shots on the front office. So you got players again, Arenado, Goldschmidt. Again, and Arenado specifically because Arenado got told we're gonna do stuff in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing they did in the off season was to get a catcher, and then to re-sign Miles Michaelis.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, it really is. And the thing is, I mean, I'm looking here. Thank God for the Kansas City Royals and the Oakland Athletics, who, pretty much are just kind of phoning it in this season. I mean, we have a 391 win percentage. A 391 win percentage. And now, real quick, do you think that this has been in the making for a long time, this collapse?
It's of this magnitude, no.
Okay.
But how many times can you just say, because again, that's right. Again, they're in the weakest division, right, of the National League.
Yeah.
But now you're the weakest team of that weak division. So the notion that, they're just 8 out, 8.5 out, 9 out, 9.5 out. They're going to, sure, they can make a run. It's baseball. But here's the facts. Let's say they win 50 games going forward, 50 games of their schedule, right?
Right.
That's a lot. that's a bigger pace that they are on right now, right?
Right.
That will get you to 77 wins. No, wait, 70.
Yeah, 77. You aren't going to win a division.
You're not going to win a division. You're not going to win. You're certainly going to finish or under 500. And here's the thing. Oh, it's a weak division. The division might win. The winner might be at 80, at 500 or at 82 or at 83, like what happened in 06. But it's not going to be the Cardinals.
No.
It's a bad team, and then they're struggling. They're forcing. They got talent. They're still trying to win. So they haven't punted on the season yet. So this is, again, the Royals, the Athletics have punted on the season since the word go. So you expect them to be where they're at.
Right.
Cardinals are still trying to win.
Yeah, well, that's true. Hey, let's transition here because we only got about 5 minutes. St. Louis City in first place in the Western Conference, taking on Nashville tomorrow. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a big people forget that Nashville might be a good rivalry team with, again, they weren't like pictured in the rivalry week saga with the MLS. Nashville is right there, and there's rumblings of City actually moving to the Eastern Division.
Really?
Because San Diego is going to be online. We'll have a MLS team, and then they'll just move. That's the rumblings that the team that they will move to the Eastern Division is St. Louis. So whenever that happens, it's going to be more like instead of, again, you have three rivalries, the regional rivalries: Chicago, Kansas City, and Nashville.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Here's what I think. I really think, Luis, that this is the team that has a chance of winning a championship. There's just something about the fight of this team. There's grit to the St. Louis City players that I love.
Yeah, and that's just because they did the roster construction with gritty players. With, again, they even went out and asked fans during their building process, like, what team do you want to see? What, like, you want to see superstars? You want to see or just, again, it's like, no, they want to see blue collar players that represent the city and the team and the franchise and the community as that the community is, and the community is a blue collar. For the most part, it's a blue collar city in the Midwest, and they have done, again, they had their little spat there in April, but that they were again remember they were trying to figure out stuff without Klaus, so their goal scoring was way down. But now Nicholas Gioacchini has emerged as their premier goal scorer too, so that's great,
right,
for the team.
Without a doubt. Hey, you got to give me an update on how that game goes, okay? But real quick, while I have you, just to give you a Steven Matz update, he is back up to KTRS levels at 550 with an ERA, giving up 3 runs on the 14th. But the biggest point of this is I Google Steven Matz, okay? You know how it says people also ask, like right underneath the first result?
Yes.
Here's what they ask. Is Steven Matz still playing? I mean, you cannot be that bad where somebody's asking if you're still in the league.
Well, no, it's not even that bad. It's that irrelevant.
That's true, too. All right, Luis, I got to let you go. You have a great weekend, man.
I will try. You too. You do the same.
Well, hey, we got to still celebrate your birthday, so we got to get you over to the Bon Air Johnson's.
Ooh, that seems scary.
9:58, Luis Noya, thank you for your time.
See you, Jay.
It is the 16th day of June, a Friday in downtown Alton. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news next on our daily show.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com. Or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. .03 right here on this 16th day of June. It's Our Daily Show. I am CJ Nasello. It's good to see you. Time for top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update. You will never miss out. You'll join myself and over 60,000 people every day. They get a daily email update called Around the Riverbend. Now, this has statewide news, national news from our partnership with the Associated Press, plus your daily dose of local for your number one trusted source of local sports, local news, local events, and classifieds, all in that email at 7:30 on weekdays, and even an incentive a Saturday morning for you, too. We'll take you to top of the hour news now at 10:03. State's Attorney Hain has announced charges against a woman accused of striking a Rent-A-Center employee with a firearm. Madison County State's Attorney Tom Hain and Alton Police Chief Jarrett Ford announced Thursday night multiple charges have been filed against a woman accused of striking an employee of an Alton business with a firearm. Lachelle J. Barrett, 29 years of age, whose last known address is in Godfrey, has been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery, 1 count of unlawful use of weapons, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and 1 count of child endangerment. On Tuesday, June the 6th, Alton Police responded to the Rent-A-Center located on Homer Adams Parkway. After a review, the state's attorney's office issued charges against Barrett. The charges allege that Barrett, who was not an employee or customer of that store, entered the Rent-A-Center unlawfully with possessing a firearm, threatened multiple store employees by displaying the firearm in a threatening manner, and battered one employee by striking her in the head with a firearm. The endangerment charge alleges that during this incident, she left an infant in a vehicle outside. Bail for Barrett was set at $90,000 by Circuit Court Judge Tim Berkeley, and as of Thursday, Barrett was in custody in Missouri for a separate case. The state's attorney's office declined to issue charges against a Rent-A-Center employee who reportedly discharged a firearm during the incident and struck Barrett, concluding that this employee's actions were not in violation of applicable Illinois criminal law. A description of the specific evidence reviewed to reach this conclusion cannot be released now due to the pending criminal charges against Barrett, who is considered innocent until proven guilty. In a court of law, RiverBender.com will keep you updated as details do emerge. Also in the news today from Dalton Brown, the Village of Brighton is advising residents to consider remaining part of its energy aggregation program despite Ameren currently having a lower market rate. The energy aggregation program is meant to protect residents from market volatility by charging a fixed rate regardless of the market through 2024, but residents wish to opt out and switch to Ameren. The Village has also outlined the steps to do so. The new Ameren rate is 0.08162 compared to Bethalto's rate of 0.1220. Ameren's new rate went into effect on June 1, and the aggregation program's fixed rate will expire in December of next year. According to a press release from the Village, residents need to understand the newly filed Ameren rate can return to an upward swing at any time during that period. The Village's program has been very successful since its inception, in 2012. Also noted in the press release were the savings from previous round of the aggregation program, which locked residents into a low rate of 0.0439 for 24 months, while Ameren's rate went above to 0.12 for several months. Good Energy's Government Affairs Director, Steve Bryant, has asked residents to remain patient and let the program continue to work long term. However, if residents participating in the program wish to opt out, the Village offers a cost-free opt-out option. If residents wish to opt out of the program, they can contact Constellation New Energy by visiting constellation.com/IL-Bethalto. In order to opt out, residents will need their Ameren account number, the name on the account, and their service address, all of which can be found on their Ameren electric utility bill. Customers that choose to opt out of the program are subject to a contract lock period. The release noted that this is a utility hold for after leaving the aggregation program and returning to Ameren. Here's the quote: If the resident does not choose a different alternative supplier within 60 days, they must remain with Ameren for an additional 10 months or 1 year total and will not be able to rejoin the Bethalto Municipal Aggregation Program should Ameren increase the rates. When the current market municipal aggregation contract was signed in the fall, Ameren's rate was 0.1227 and forecasted to go even higher by many of the experts. Therefore, according to the release, here's the direct quote, "We wanted to protect the residents from the possibility of those higher rates, and the program fulfilled the objective." One last quote, "Therefore, we urge residents to do their own research to determine what is the best choice for them. Anyone with further information can contact the address listed on the RiverBender.com article." Also in the news today, from Dalton Brown again, Jerseyville CASA is a local nonprofit that advocates for children in foster care from neglect and abuse, and is hosting their first ever walkathon fundraiser at 10 a.m. this Saturday, June the 17th, at the Jersey County Courthouse. The event will feature 1, 2, and 3 mile walk variations for participants of all ages and abilities. The entry fee, $25 by cash, check, or Venmo. It includes refreshments, fresh fruit, and other snacks. To register, you can contact Jerseyville CASA by clicking on the email that's attached to the RiverBender.com article, or click on the hyperlink to the registration form, or you can fill it out in person at the event before it begins at 10 a.m. Stacy Burney, the director of the Jerseyville CASA, said the walkathon is a new initiative she created after becoming director last August, which has already proven more popular than she anticipated. Here's a quote, "I wanted to do a small fundraiser for awareness in our community, and it just blew up and took off like wildfire. I thought I was going to have between 25 to 50 walkers. Little did I know I would have over 120 registrants." Given the response to this year's fundraiser, she said Jerseyville CASA plans to make Walkathon an annual event. She added that all the proceeds will benefit Jerseyville CASA and help them continue providing for and educating children in foster care. One final bit of news in sports. Colin Feeney reporting that Stephanie Pruitt was the women's winner in the Route 66 10K run road race on June the 10th through the streets of downtown Edwardsville, coming in with a time of 43 minutes and 21 seconds, beating her time from last year and winning the second leg of the Goshen Triple Crown Series. Pruitt is 31, enjoyed very ideal conditions for the race along with the other runners. On a coolish day where temperatures were in the low to mid 60s and good cloud cover that hid the sun very well, it was a very good race for all involved. A quote from Pruitt, "I'm feeling good," she said in an interview held shortly after she crossed the finish line. "It was a lot cooler this year than last year, so that was nice. And the course is always beautiful, and they do a great job of putting this race on." In fact, race organizers had said that the weather conditions were the best in the race's 17-year history, which was a big feather in everyone's cap. Pruitt had a simple strategy going into the race, which she held to successfully. Her strategy, a quote, "Just run as hard as I could," Pruitt said, "and try to beat my time from last year," which she did successfully. Last year, finishing 8th overall in the women's standings with a time of 44 minutes and 8 seconds, Pruitt also has a simple reason for getting involved in running in the first place. "I just always was in sports in school," Pruitt said, who graduated from Bunker Hill High in 2010 and decided to continue recreational running for college and afterwards. Pruitt has been running for the last 13 years after graduating from high school and enjoys running in the Goshen Series. Looking forward to the Covered Bridge Run in Glen Carbon on June the 17th. Her motivation to continue in running is also a simple one. A quote, "I just love it. It makes me feel so good and gets me outdoors, and it's always good to get some sunshine." At 10:12, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this Friday, the 16th day of June in downtown Alton. We'll take a quick break, but before I do, did you get your tickets to Monty Python Spam-A-Lot? If you haven't, what are you doing? Come on now. I have been talking about this Trojan Bunny for like a month. Who doesn't want to go see all the amazing work and decor that's going in to this amazing musical? Now, this just isn't any musical. Oh, no. This is kicking off the 90th season of Alton Little Theater, not only being a staple in our community, but across the region. For 90 years, they've given us that 2-hour to 3-hour escape from all the static going on with the talking heads on the news channels. Not only just giving us that escape, but having us enjoy it too with the best entertainers, the best stage crew, best production right here in our own little theater. AltonLittleTheater.org is where you need to go for upcoming shows, or if you're feeling like it, why don't you look into that season ticket? Because think about this. You get the season ticket, you get all those shows, you get tickets to each show, but let's say you miss one. You can't make it. You're out of town. That's okay. It's a perfect gift for anybody. Give them that ticket to Alton Little Theater, especially if they haven't gone yet. I went for the first time. My mind was blown with how talented the performers were, how beautiful the stage was, and all the production that goes into each show. Kevin Frakes and Lee Cox pull out all the stops to make sure that we are enjoying everything that they do. And you can get some more insight on the first and last Thursday of each month with Theater Thursday. But in the meantime, head on over to altonlittletheater.org for more information.
The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Rob Bass, All for One, and Tag Team. It's the return of the I Love the 90s tour, Friday, August 4th, the Alton Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at metrotix.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Listen to me, people, she's a lady. Yeah, she's a lady. Oh, she's a lady.
10:17. Welcome back to our daily show. We're going to be talking to Shirley S. Al-Anon in about 10 minutes or so, but I saw this, and I just want your guys' thoughts. So this is from a guy named Junkyard Kenny Stunts. This has been seen by 2.2 million people, and I want to get your guys' reaction on this. This is going to be one of those things we bring up a little bit more throughout because, with a couple of months ago, so many people getting upset with the way that younger individuals were riding dirt bikes in North Alton and popping wheelies and kind of causing issues with traffic. Well, this video, I muted it because there is some language in there that RiverBender.com doesn't want to re-disseminate, but this is recently went viral. And this is from an individual that is, see for yourself. We'll go there now. So this is something we had to pull up on Facebook. As you can see, that's an individual popping a wheelie all the way down the Clark Bridge, which, while it's impressive, I'm not going to lie that I have no talent to do so. Well, is it safe? Is it smart to do something like this and post it on social media? Now, as you can see, there's no cars around him in this. He's not causing a major issue. You can see he waited for that car to pass him before doing the wheelie. It, in my opinion, has nothing to do with what the guy's doing because he's talented. He's got the technique and skill to do so. But what example is that setting is my point. Because if you're doing this, well, guess what? A teenagers are going to watch that and go, well, I can do that too, and I want to do it. I want to recreate that. And I think that causes some bit of an issue. And I'm not picking on him. I think it's very talented. You're getting 2 million views, so you're doing something right, and you're going viral on every post. But is it even legal? I mean, you're driving on a bridge, popping a wheelie, and you're filming it for people to see. And I'm not saying it could be. I don't know if it's illegal or not. But what do you guys think? Is this stupid that this guy's doing it? Do you think it's cool that he is? What are your thoughts? Weigh in, 618-759-7469. And like I said, I'm not picking on the guy. It takes talent to do that. And he did it in the right way. He waited for the car to pass him before he pops this wheel. Let me show you to you again. So let's go back there to it. So as you saw, we just were able to screen share this with it being a short. But I mean, there's, nothing really. I mean, he's popping a wheelie. He's doing a good job of it, but no cars are around him. I just don't know if that sets a good tone for the youth. I really don't. So what are your guys' thoughts? Is there a time and place to do something like that? Is it on a track? Is it, maybe not on a public bridge? What are your guys' thoughts? 618-759-7469. Text me. Let me know what you guys think about it. Like I said, I'm kind of indifferent because he obviously has the skills to do it. However, I don't know if it's illegal. I think it is. And number two, is it setting a good precedent for the youth that are already getting caught popping wheelies in North Alton, running people off the road in their dirt bikes? I was actually a victim of that. And, it's just, there's so much going on. Does it set a good precedent? That's what I wanted to know from all of you today. 618-759-7469. We'll throw that video up one more time just so you can see it, so you can weigh in. Here we go now. This is the wheelie. This was about a month ago, but recently just came across Riverbender's view and wanted to share it with you. That is obviously Clark Bridge. No cars around on that lane of traffic. So, the safety issue really, for me with oncoming traffic isn't there. But what are your guys' thoughts? 618-759-7469. Text me or just weigh in on the comments. And let me know how you guys are feeling about that. At 10:21, we got a lot of show left, and I'm really excited to be talking to Shirley S. here in about 10 minutes. But wanted to fill you in. So many people on Facebook weighing in over the last couple of days about that sudden power outage in Wood River. Well, we have an update for you. A vehicle smashed in and downed a utility line Wednesday night on Old St. Louis Road between West Ferguson and Madison Avenues. Wood River Police Chief Brad Wells reported this to us on Thursday afternoon. Chief Wells said that the accident led to that power outage. And Brian Bretsch, an Ameren, Illinois spokesperson, confirmed that there was a power outage and said the pole damage took multiple hours to completely rectify. Apologies for that typo in the article. A total of 1,300 customers in Wood River and 2 customers in East Alton suffered power outages. The vehicle struck a power pole and wire fell into other ones and caused this power outage, Wells said. We got there and there was damage to the cross arm on the pole. Crews were dispatched at 9:15 p.m. Thursday and were there for about an hour and were able to restore power to 834 customers by rerouting their power to a different substation. Another 384 customers were rerouted at 11:10 p.m. and that left us with 155 customers. The cross arm had to be repaired and everyone's power was turned back on at 5:15 a.m. That's a quote. Chief Wells said the crash is still under investigation and was told the injuries were non-life-threatening to both involved. A little bit of an update for you, but also wanted to update you guys on our Roku channel. We have a lot of really great stuff coming down the pipeline for Riverbender. We keep adding more faces. We keep finding new ways to, really just showcase the community, whether it's Alton, Godfrey, Grafton, Edwardsville, Granite, you name it. We're covering it all. And with, adding Jared to the team, who is just doing great work, started off with community conversations. I'm excited to see where it goes. So get your Roku TV on, turn it on right now, and download the Riverbender app. Here's why. You can watch your city council meetings on television. You don't have to wait for that, Facebook watch, and all that, good stuff where you have to basically search for it, even though it's on. On Roku TV, when we're on, and then you can watch everything on demand, like past sporting events, past, daily show interviews, past full shows, past city council meetings, all of those great things, and even, community conversations and all those great videos that we do to showcase our community could be watched on the big screen if you download the Roku TV Riverbender app. And while you're at it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We keep growing. We hit a milestone, 8,000 hours of watch time. I'll clap for myself, but we're getting there, and we need you guys to keep subscribing so we can keep finding new ways and exciting ways to engage with the community by showcasing the best of what the Riverbend area has to offer. And I'm really excited every day when I come in here and get to do that, and also really excited to fill you in on all the great work that Alton VFW Post 1308 is doing. Before I take a break, I wanted to give you an update. I saw this on Angie Abel's Facebook, and I'm going to bring it to you now. Angie's been on the show a couple of times with Alton VFW Post 1308 as we do Salute to Service, and I wanted to give a major shout out to Post Commander Wayne and Chad Sibley. I was seeing just a few days ago on June the 9th, they got their All-State Commander and All-State Quartermaster Awards. This is a big deal, and it shows their commitment not only to Alton VFW Post 1308, but their commitment to our community. So a major shout out to Wayne Abel, who was just awarded All-State Commander, and Chad Sibley, All-State Quartermaster, two of the best guys I know, just great people who really put all the effort in that they can to not only raise up Alton VFW Post 1308, but also support the community. And whether or not you want to go into the canteen and enjoy a few cold ones while, catching up with some old friends or making new ones, or if you want to take $20 and see if you can turn that into $2,000, you head on over to the Prairie State Gaming Room, and yes, that is possible. I may or may not have known somebody that did that before. And you can do it right there, Prairie State Gaming Room. And I want to give Prairie State a major shout out for that Memorial Day show we were able to do. I haven't talked about that, but Prairie State and their support of the VFW was the reason we were able to bring you those exclusive conversations and insightful ones too with the Memorial Day services and remembrances that were going on the 29th of May. But in the meantime, whether or not you want to go play on the touch tunes, throw a few darts around, maybe smoke a dart or two, and then go have a cold one at the canteen, Alton VFW Post 1308. That's the place for you. VFWpost1308.org. That's VFWpost1308.org. We are coming up on 10:30. We got to take a quick one and get Shirley on the line. We're going to be talking all about Al-Anon. This is an amazing support group that I'm so excited to talk about because, time and time again, Sydney Sinks gave you guys a great preview on this just a few days ago. But when we talk about, substance abuse and we talk about alcoholism, very rarely do we really focus on the loved ones of that individual who are suffering too. I mean, the strain that somebody battling a substance addiction or somebody battling alcoholism, that strain they put on their families is sometimes unbearable. Shirley is putting together this group. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a great resource because let's be honest, we all know somebody that's having some issues. And whether or not it's every day in our face or just subtle hints, this group is perfect for you. It's anonymous. You don't have to put your name out there. You don't have to put your loved one on blast. You can just get support from people who have been through this, and that will help you. This takes place at OSF St. Anthony's. Shirley S. calls in next on our daily show.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast.
10:32, right back here on the 16th day of June. It is a Friday morning in the heart of the Riverbend, and coming up on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m., how Al-Anon works meetings. Now, this is something that we previewed a little bit ago, and Shirley S. is on the line now. Shirley, good morning and happy Friday to you.
Hi, CJ. I hope you're doing well.
I'm hanging in there. You know, every time I say I'm doing well, something bad happens. So I just keep on moving, you know? Well, this is, to me, Shirley, in all seriousness, this is an amazing support group because I know so many people that are affected by a family member of theirs battling alcoholism and substance abuse, and very rarely are there support groups for them. And this is an amazing opportunity for so many. How did this come about?
Al-Anon's been around since 1951, and it's been a group to help families and friends of alcoholics, moms, dads, friends, children. Alcoholism affects just about anyone who has an alcohol, and most of us can't get any relief in our lives unless we get some type of help, either spiritually or physically. And we often become irritable and resentful, whether we know it or not. And all we can do is change our attitudes and our actions and seek help. So hopefully I've said a little bit about Al-Anon, and I'll tell you about our event that's coming up. Starting next Thursday, we're going to have an Al-Anon informational meeting leading into Al-Anon meetings every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11:15. We're calling ourselves How Al-Anon Works, and we're located at St. Anthony's Healthcare Center. We're going to be on the 3rd floor in the 3 West training room. So when you get to the health center, you can park for free in the hospital lot. There's also valet services. Some of us might need that. And you just go in the main entrance, take elevator 3 to the 3rd floor, and the meeting room is to the immediate right. Okay. I met Stacy. She's the manager of psychological services there at St. Anthony's Health Center. And some of my friends and I who were working a health fair there last month, we were working it for my group as participants, my Monday Morning Hope for Today Al-Anon group. And we met Stacy, and she talked to us about starting an Al-Anon group there at St. Anthony's Health Center. And I told her that I had some experience in outreach, and I knew the process of providing informational groups to institutions such as a hospital. Well, Stacy was so excited, and her excitement is contagious. She was, yeah.
So is that kind of what, that excitement and that collaboration, is that really what helped give this the jolt to life it needed?
Yes, definitely. Stacy was going to see that an Al-Anon meeting started at the St. Anthony's Center. No matter what the hurdles might be, she just really, put her ideas out there. And I have to give her all the credit for inspiring our group to share the hope of Al-Anon with the community and the patrons of St. Anthony's Health Center. So we're really excited about that.
Without a doubt. And, I think it's fantastic that an organization like OSF Healthcare is collaborating with you on this. I'm sure it helps, your guys' mission immensely to have that big organization giving you that support.
Definitely. All the kudos to Stacy, because she was the inspiration to this project. And, she's a great motivator.
Absolutely. And Shirley, if you don't mind me asking, I read a little bit on how you got, started into Al-Anon. And if you could you share that with our audience?
Definitely. I have different stories, but this one starts from the beginning. My husband and I were at a biker party, and I was a biker then. And a girl with beads and crimped hair came up, and she asked me if she could pray with us. Well, we did. And then she asked me if I wanted to go to a book study. Well, I have trouble saying no. And back then I was so dependent, I couldn't say no. So I went with her to a small church, and the book that they were having the study from was called The New Life Recovery Bible. Well, I only went a few times to the group because it was on Fridays, and so was my favorite show, Undercover Boss.
You know what? I can connect to that so much so. If my show's on, it is hard to get me off the couch. So you're having a little bit of a scheduling conflict with Undercover Boss and your show and this group. How are you able to keep developing down that road?
Well, one story in the group told of a man who was chained in caves that had graves in them. This was in Bible times. And he broke his chains every night, and he was howling and beating his head and cutting himself on the sharp rocks. And I said, doesn't everyone do that? I meant, doesn't everyone feel like that?
Right.
But when I said everyone do that, the people all stared at me and said no in unison.
Wow.
And then I was wondering, why not? Why not? Why don't they feel that way? And then a girl turned to me and she said, you need Al-Anon. Well, 4 years later, I called the service offices in Virginia Beach and asked about a meeting. The first meeting I went to, it just wasn't for me, but I found other groups, and I received encouragement all along the way. So it is a journey. Some groups work better than others. You just need to find the fit. So, you can try several different groups.
And not to cut you off, Shirley, but how important is it to really find that connecting piece in one of these support groups? Because I can only imagine, that first meeting or the first time someone goes, it has to be pretty uncomfortable or a little nerve-wracking. Is there a little bit of advice for someone who's thinking about going to your meetings that is kind of a little hesitant?
Oh, yes. A lot of people are hesitant. I was. And you're in a family situation where the alcoholic gets all the attention and usually is controlling. So I told my husband I was going to a book study, and I started in the Al-Anon program. Some people say they're going to a Weight Watchers type of study, or different programs. So sometimes we let on at first like we're doing something else, and then eventually we share that we're going to a type of self-help group. That's another excuse, going to a self-help group. But then we let on that we are going to Al-Anon, and it was hard for me because my husband didn't think he was an alcoholic.
Right.
He was downright determined that he wasn't an alcoholic. And even, I would hear him say a lot, like, I'm not an alcoholic. I've got a job. I pay my bills. I've got a house and a beautiful family. And I understand that that's quite common, that alcoholics will say that. So the women don't know what's going on a lot of times. And the men who have wives and the children, of course, they don't know what's going on because this prominent figure in their life doesn't think that there's a problem.
Well, absolutely. And with that being said, can you take us through your first kind of when you knew that this support group was right for you? How did that feel? How long did it take too?
It did take a few months. The first meeting I went to, I didn't feel like I was welcomed. Like healthy meetings, they make a lot of the first meeting all about you. And, thanks for coming. We're glad you're here. We'd like to tell you a little bit about our program. Those are the types of meetings that you want to go to, like where they acknowledge you, welcome you, and are open to giving you additional information. For example, my first meeting, I don't know what was going on. I don't even remember them saying the steps or anything like that, or welcome me whatsoever. This is my first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Some girl started right in about talking about, I guess, her husband or something. And she was using his name. And I said, who's that? And then a lot of people jumped on me and said, no crosstalk. I'm sorry, I don't mean to put Al-Anon down. This was a long, and no crosstalk. But I stuck in with the meeting, getting some experience and hearing a lot of things. And I went to that meeting and another one in the same place. And you know what? They folded. So healthy meetings don't fold.
No, they don't.
And this was an unhealthy meeting. So there's a big difference. You can tell because they weren't welcoming. They talked about the alcoholic as opposed to talking about themselves. There was erratic attendance. And finally, it was just me going. And, I don't want to say anything bad, But then I found another meeting that had been in existence for 60 years.
Wow. Wow. Well, and Shirley, you bring up a fantastic point, because for me, seriously, for me, if I would have gone through that and had an unhealthy, support group, it would have been very hard for me to, make another appearance at another group. Was that difficult for you?
Definitely. I did have some support along the way with individuals who would talk to me, and, people would give you their phone number. So if you could talk to an individual, like I called a girl, I was out in my truck and the meeting wasn't there. So I called a girl, and she took a long time explaining to me about alcoholism and how it was a disease and an illness. And I had no idea about this. And she took me through this and gave me a better feeling of, hey, I might be doing the right thing, just at the wrong place.
Yeah. And now, whenever you went to that healthy group, could you see it right away on just how important the group was whenever you finally got into that right situation?
Oh, definitely. A girl asked me to go, and I don't know how that came about, but I rode with her to the meeting. It was a few miles from my house, right? A few being many. And I the meeting with her, and I noticed right away that people were glad to be there. They welcomed me. They explained a little bit about the program. They had a welcome, and they read the 12 steps, which I had no idea about the steps. And it was a great way to look at myself as opposed to gossiping about the alcoholic. So I saw this was a healthy meeting when it was about me improving myself and getting out of that misery, which is living in the family disease of alcoholism. So a healthy meeting greets you. They explain to you, they might have a newcomer's welcome, and they also have a great welcome. They go over the 12 steps, which is the ladder to help you succeed in Al-Anon and build your self-esteem. And the last step is being able to share Al-Anon with others. And I'm blessed that I have this ability, and my group has this ability to share, our experience, strength, and hope. And it was just a really wonderful group. Sometimes you come in and people are laughing and having fun. You're thinking, I'm miserable. Why is it like this? But it seems as the meetings go on, you get a chance to cry a little if you're a newcomer. Towards, you listen, you enjoy the meeting, but your head's saying, hey, this works for me, but my life is like this. And, I've seen it a lot of times, and I'm sure I did it a few times, crying at that meeting, getting that help and that friendship.
Well, and that's actually a perfect segue, because I could only imagine, when someone's going through watching their loved one battle alcoholism, there's a lot of pent up emotion I could just imagine. And to be able to finally have that relief of knowing, at least I can at least get this out, that's got to be a feeling like no other.
Oh, you bet. Because we keep it to ourselves. We are often isolated. I know I was so miserable living with a few alcoholics in my home, and I was just so miserable. I quit my high-paying job to stay home with those alcoholics.
Oh,
I mean, because you're codependent.
Yeah.
And it's just really a hard thing to do. Your whole personality turns where it's based on them, like their wants. And I'd say their wants, not always their needs, but their needs are alcohol, maybe other drugs. But your whole life evolves around their wants.
Without a doubt. And Shirley, before we circle back to the details of this informational meeting, I wanted to ask you, if you could reflect on, how things have been going for you since, after all of these, Al-Anon meetings that you've been to from start to finish, how has your life been, altered by this in a positive way?
Oh, that's definitely the word for it. Positive. My life was isolated, not really going anywhere. I had quit my high-paying career to stay home with the alcoholics. It just has changed by leaps and bounds. I'm more spiritual now, which is not necessarily religious, but I have a higher power, so my power is not just me. So that makes me feel great because I have no control over anyone, over, what happens, the people, places, and things we say. So I have no control, so I can just be me and enjoy my life. I'm sorry, hon.
Oh, no, keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It just brings to mind some slogans that we have that keep us on track, like one day at a time. And it's so true. Why worry about the future so much? You have to plan for the future and, have material goods you need in the future. But one day at a time helps us survive alcoholism. I know my alcoholic was alive quite a bit of the time that I was in Al-Anon. And one thing that happens is as you improve yourself and learn about yourself, your family changes because they respect you more when you're respecting yourself.
That's a very great point.
That's a very noticeable point, definitely. So my complete life changed as I became more positive. I respected myself. I wasn't afraid to go places like I was isolated before and controlled by the alcoholics in my life. And it just opened up a whole new world. And now I'm not afraid to go anywhere at any time of the day, think that I'm going to, be chastised for it. So that's one thing to learn.
I mean, I'm so grateful for that insight, Shirley. And right before I let you go, I wanted to make sure we circle back to these meetings because they are highly important. So the first one is this upcoming Thursday, June this 22nd, correct?
Yes, this upcoming Thursday, and I'm so excited about it. And I know Stacy's probably even more excited than I am. She is just such a wonderful, wonderful person. And I'm happy that she contacted us about starting Al-Anon there in the facility.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be an informational meeting this coming Thursday, which means we'll be talking about what Al-Anon is. And we'll have like a little Al-Anon meeting, but it will be more informational than the meetings that are going to be after that will be more sharing. And I have a woman who's going to give her testimony, and she's been in Al-Anon almost 50 years.
Wow.
And,
oh, wow.
So come on down for that.
That's incredible. And now, can you give us the details of this again, how we can get there? Is there any way, there's no registration, correct?
No, anyone can come. Parents, children, anyone can come to this meeting. And it's for family and friends of problem drinkers, but anyone can come to this meeting. And we're going to share some experience, strength, and hope because we've been through this and many of us have a similar problem. So it's at 10 to 11 a.m. every Thursday, starting this coming Thursday. And it'll be at OSF Health Center and St. Anthony's Health Center. And that's on St. Anthony's Way for those driving. And then once you get there, we're on the 3rd floor. So you have to take elevator 3.
Okay.
So elevator 3 to the 3rd floor. And it's called 3 West Training Room. And so you get off the elevator and it's an immediately right. There's a hall with the door just to the right.
Well, that seems really a nice little, it seems pretty easy to find that room. And once again, that's on 1 St. Anthony's Way, OSF Healthcare, St. Anthony's Health Center, 3 West Training Room. You have to take elevator 3 to get there. And is there any other details you'd like to get out before we let you go for now?
Just about the parking, because I think this is really important anytime I give an informational meeting, that there's specific directions. We know to take elevator 3 to the 3rd floor, find the meeting room to the immediate right. But I think parking's really important because it's free parking in front of the hospital, and there's valet services too, which, you know, if you have trouble with stairs or have trouble walking, there's no stairs. But if you have some type of, you know, something that interferes with walking a little distance from your car to the building, how much better than a valet service?
No kidding. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, you're making it easy for everybody. And so that's great. So they can use the valet and have it taken care of that way as well, correct?
Yes, definitely.
Well, Shirley, I hope this first informational meeting goes well for you. And if I can be of any help keeping to spread the message about this very important group, Al-Anon, I'd be more than happy to do so.
Oh, thank you, CJ. I'm going to leave a number. This is the psychological department number. And just in case someone gets lost that first day, we would love to have them be able to join us. The number is 618-474-6240. And that's the psychological services number there at St. Anthony's. And then I also want to, I know I have a little minute here, give some information about how to find Al-Anon meetings. One is our World Service Office. They're located in Virginia Beach. And now we have this miraculous thing called the internet. And they're at alanon.org.
That's awesome. And you know, it's really great too, Shirley, that there's so much technology to really keep people connected. And we'll do our best over here at RiverBender.com to keep raising awareness on this. And like I said, if you ever need anything from me, I'm just a phone call away.
I appreciate that, CJ.
Thank you very much for your time, Shirley, and the best of luck ahead of Thursday.
I appreciate that. You have a nice day.
You too. It is 10:55 on this Friday morning in the heart of the Riverbend. We'll take a quick break and wrap up our daily show next. After this, dive into a world of breathtaking water gardens and features during Pondorama, hosted by the St. Louis Water Garden Society, now in its 23rd year. This self-guided tour features 23 water gardens spread across the St. Louis area with a variety of themes, styles, and designs to explore. From cascading waterfalls to colorful koi ponds, there's something for everybody at Pondorama. Don't miss out on this incredible experience on June 24th and June 25th. Get your Pondorama tickets now online or by scanning this code.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
10:58, wrapping up this week of great shows.
When you started out with nothing and you're proud
when your cell phone gets caught in your darn pants pocket, you can't even get it out of there, and that's awkward. All right, 10:58, here we go. All righty, we're wrapping up this show this week, and with that being said, I just wanted to give a big shout out to all the fathers out there as Father's Day weekend. Is approaching us on Sunday, and whether or not you have conversations with your father, if you guys have a close relationship or not, whether or not it's your biological father, the father figure in your life, make sure that you recognize them. Because, time and time again, we just heard it earlier with Kendra about, the discussions that were had with Stop the Violence and how, it takes that village, it takes that role model. It doesn't take a friend, it takes a parent. So whether or not it's your biological dad, whether or not it's your stepfather, whether or not it's your grandfather, whether or not it's, just your neighbor, wish them a happy Father's Day because, time and time again, whether or not it's my dad getting up with us every summer morning and taking us to go play and practice soccer and get better, or taking us to all of those games and just doing things that every father should do. I couldn't thank my dad enough. So Dad, if you're watching, happy Father's Day. You deserve it. And, you're one of the best. And I know there's so many fathers out there that do the best each and every day of the week. So on Sunday, let's recognize those. Let's have a great Father's Day weekend. And I'll see you back here on Monday for more of our daily show. So on that note, all of you just have a great weekend and try your best to stay out of jail.